this match came out interesting. The third set is a little bit better representation of what Vegas is, but you know, they rely a lot on Sokola Falamaka. She's a great volleyball player, and but after the first set, she had 8 kills, I think, in the first set. After that, she had 2 total kills. So we did a much better job with her once the match got going. You know, and the third set was basically us making some unforced errors and getting blocked. And you know, we that's uncharacteristic of us, but occasionally it happens. It happens when we get a little tight. But besides the unforced errors in the third game, that was probably, it was a completely very clean match. Our serving was good. You know, I want to stuff block more balls, and I don't. You know, I've been wanting that the whole year. We haven't had a whole lot of matches where we stuffed a lot of balls, but we're getting in front of people and shutting some people down. And we did a much better job blocking these guys this time than we did last time we played them. And then, you know, our serve receive was good. Deedra was making good choices. Deedra was setting Michelle Lawrence out toward the line, which we talked about as a key to this match, and it worked very well. Michelle was able to tag outside their line blocker. So, you know, it's another one of those games where we had a lot of contributions from a lot of different people, and I was just very pleased with how the match turned out. I got a little bit uptight in set 3 because of Wednesday night, and these guys are way less nervous about it than I am. I get freaked out by that stuff. But they came back, did a great job, came back from a 4-1 deficit, got ahead, stayed ahead, even though, you know, Vegas was competing pretty hard. So it was a good match. Had a lot of different elements to it, but I was glad to come away with that victory.
Is there ever any question of how this team, not really knowing what coming off a loss would be like, how they respond in this game?
Well, responded good. Played 2 great sets up front. I'll tell you what, guys, these guys, what we have here is, and one of the reasons we've gotten so much better is our ball handling and defense improves. We pass serves good, and then that allows a player like Deedra to be good. Then we're solid in just about every hitting position. So, you know, we made a couple transition plays in the first set that they blow me away how good we are. You know what I mean? Off of digs, and Deedra runs up and is standing there, and the ball comes right to her. I don't know how many of you guys play volleyball. That's hard to do. Okay? And you know, she's transitioning out of that. We're getting these big kills, and I'm like, man, this is great. And so I think the ball handling and our efficiency this year is the thing that is the signature of this team. It's not like we have one superstar player that gets kills against double and triple blocks. We just have 5 good hitters and good ball handling and a great setter, and that's why we're winning.
Sam, honestly, tonight, just wrong place, wrong time for Vegas. I mean, the way you played, the way you were going to react to that loss, it didn't matter who you were going to play tonight?
I don't think it mattered for us. That was a rough loss on Wednesday, and we wanted to come back. And I know us seniors really wanted to have a win on our senior night, and we have such a great team behind us. I know they wanted to win for us and for themselves, so we weren't going to let anything stand in the way of that.
Michelle, I know you guys had clinched the Mountain West already, but what was kind of just the experience with the trophy like, being a freshman and confetti coming down and everything?
Well, I thought the confetti was pretty cool. I wasn't expecting that, but it was an unexplainable experience. It's just, who knew at the beginning of the season that we would go 28-1. Just kidding.
No, we lost that one. We tried to forget about it.
But yeah, 28-1. And win the Mountain West Champions League title 4 or 5 games ago. Like, who would have thought that?
That second set, how are you guys able to hold someone to single digits?
I mean, they made a lot of errors, and we didn't make that many. So
0.
Oh, yep, 0. So not many at all. But we beat a lot of teams that way.
Did you talk a little bit about the way the defense played tonight? There were a lot of long rallies, some great scrambles, great digs by your back row that really it seemed to fuel you guys when you got kills off those.
Right. We knew, like, when we played UNLV, they dug everything that we hit at them at their place. So we knew tonight that they were going to come out really good defensively. And so we knew that we had to match that and play better. And I think knowing that, we came out and just played with, you know, everything's up attitude, and that's what happened.
How impressive for you as a setter to see that you know balls like that are going to come back, and you were getting good passes off them too.
Right. I mean, I think it's awesome. I can just rely on my defense and just stand up at the net and know that they're going to get the ball to me. And it really does make it easier for me because then I can set the ball to whoever and the other team doesn't know who it's going to, which allows us to get more kills.
Quite honestly, any of you, how long did you allow that loss to sting?
I think for me personally, by the next morning I was already moving on and focusing because we had film early on Thanksgiving, so it was time to move on and focus on the next game. It's one of those things you learn from.
Yeah, I think the moment we stepped into film and on the court yesterday, we knew it was over and we're looking forward to today's game.
Honestly, didn't think about it at all.
I mean, it's in the back of our heads, I think, but it's not something that we're like worried about, especially when we knew we had another game tonight.
Is this a good match to clear that out of your head and move forward into the NCAA tournament?
Most definitely.
How much are you guys looking forward to Sunday and just hearing where you're going to be?
Pretty pumped this year. Can't wait to see.
Tom, how much hope are you holding out that you can still pull a host?
It's, if they do it like they've done in the past few years, we won't. But so I'm, but I still think. Part of me thinks that there are people on that committee who understand how good of an event it would be to be here, and hopefully they'll look for reasons to slot us in there. But I think we'll move up in RPI this week. Probably 19 or 18, but it's going to just depend on other little things.
Is not one of the big factors. I mean, the day before Thanksgiving, you drop better than 3,000. The night after Thanksgiving, you drop better than 4,000. Mm-hmm. Those have to be things that the committee would look at. You would hope.
You'd be surprised. I don't think they do.
Yeah.
I think there are probably one or two people on that committee who know. But for the most part, they're following a formula, and they want to be able to back up their decisions with objective numbers. And sometimes I don't think that's the best way to do it.
After this regular season, looking at objective numbers, what seed do you think this team deserves to tournament?
I think we deserve to be one of the top 16 teams in the tournament and host a first-round match where we're the #1 seed in that pod. That's what I think. But you take what I think and never mind.
Sam, Tom did say on the court after this was the most fun the team has had coaching, the most fun year he's had coaching. How was it for you guys? I mean, considering what people thought at the beginning and what you're celebrating now.
It's been the same for me. One of the most fun seasons I've played because this team knows how to have fun, and then when it's time to focus, we focus. So it's not one of those things where you're stressed out every single day in practice, like, am I going to mess up or am I going to do well today? It's let's go have fun and do what we know how to do. And once the wins started piling up, it made it a little more fun too.
I can tell you this, that the lesson that I'm sure these guys have learned, that I've learned, is that losing as much star power as we lost last year, the biggest thing, the biggest trait that came out of this year is unselfishness. To be honest, that is it. And that isn't, that's giving. That's what we talk about when we say we want to be a giving person. And this team has shown that, unselfishness and discipline can win a lot of games. And it should be a lesson to young people or anyone who's on a team and has an ego and thinks they need to be a superstar or thinks they need more sets or things. No one, not one player on this team is like that, unless they are doing it in the closet and I don't see it. Not one player. And, that is what has, that makes everybody's experience better. That makes it more fun to coach. You know what I mean? It makes them better competitors, everything.
Thanks, guys.